Hello friends, I thought I would get on today and make a tutorial for building camps underground because I have a lot of people ask me how to get underground and then how to put roof tiles or floors underground. So let's get started. If you will please though first follow and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. So let's get in our work clothes. There we go. And get started. So this is my raid camp. This is not a camp that I built for looks. This is utility only, and it was put down in a hurry. It just provides a place for me to buff and scrap and collect food for the raids. But it has everything I need. Plenty of food, water, buffing. Yeah. And of course, my pet raven. Good girl. Maybe they'll fix that animation someday. You really can't tell that you're petting your pet. Okay. So, my favorite way to build underground is with a ladder. There are other ways to do it. But first, you get your floor. And we're going to go back here. I think this is the only spot that I can do this. And I use 2 floor pieces. One to actually get underground with and one to work with. So let's see if I already have a mat stored. I like to use the gray mat. And we'll need a symptomatic. Let's just borrow the one I already have. Over here. Excuse us, Granny. We'll bring it back. Yeah, Granny Junko. She's good. Except sometimes she forgets who I am, but that's okay. Alright. So what we're going to do, you want to put the symptomatic on the rug from the back, not in this direction where you are facing the door, but the opposite side. And if you need to, if you're not sure if it's centered, you can just come up here. See these 2 little dots here? And here's one. You can kind of use that as your guide to get it straight. Or just fly over and say, there's the front. Yep, there's the back. Okay. So you'll need these stairs, and they are on sale right now, I noticed, in the item shop if you don't have them. There are other stairs you can use, probably, maybe these. I like to use these because the railing is wide and the symptomatic will sit in there easily. So there. So let's turn it back this way though. That way. Okay. So we're going to pick up the rug. Oh, this didn't work. We got to move it around. Try it there. That's the point. You want to get the symptomatic moving with the rug. So I'm going to pull it up. Oh great, it fits on the first step, which is probably going to be too low. Let's try it and see what happens. All you do is right now the stairs are popped on the top of the floor. We want to pop the top of the stairs on the floor, not the bottom of the stairs. Oh look, the symptomatic disappeared. So we know it's too low. So one way to adjust that is to raise your floor piece up. You can't do it with the stairs on it, so I can move it. Raise the floor piece up, stairs back on it, and try again. Look, now that worked out really fairly well. Another thing we could have done, I'll show you, but I won't move it because I like that placement right there. Let's put it back up top. If the symptomatic is sunk too low in the ground, you can also just pick up the rug and try to move it to another step. Usually it'll go to steps 1, 2, and 3. Sometimes higher. But right now, I like where it's at because I raised the floor. So let's just get it down there. Alright, let me show you what you see when you enter the symptomatic. Hi, Fetch. Okay, so when you enter the symptomatic, you're immediately going to be thrust underground. And you're going to come out and make sure that you don't take a step. Don't move. Don't move your feet. Just don't do it. So you want to go back in build mode. And in order to stabilize yourself so you don't fall down through the earth and then pop back on the surface and die sometimes. So we want to get a piece of flooring. Let's get that floor. It doesn't matter which one, but most people have this one. Alright, we've selected that floor. I'm going to turn, and you know if it pops to the stairs under the symptomatic, it will turn blue. Ah, another thing. The symptomatic may be so low on the stairs that it's interfering with the stairs. I bet that's it. Let's go back up. Try again. So, these are your options at this point. You can fall down to the great beyond, and it's kind of fun, but sometimes you just pop up dead on the surface. Sometimes people have told me they've lost any junk they have on them, that it's risky. Oh look, I'm going to show you this too. Yeah, that's the rates over there. So when you get underground, that's what you see. It's kind of cool. You can see things you normally wouldn't see underground. Alright, so another thing you can do if you have a jetpack is just fly up and just come up. Just come out of it. Alright. So I'm going to start over. We're going to pull this up and move it here. It doesn't matter where on it you move it, it's just getting it out of the way. Let's lower this back down just a tad. Let's bring this up here. And we are going to pull that rug up the step. There we go. Up, second step. There we go. Alright, let me see where it's going to go when we pop it down. Ah, see? Lowering the floor a little bit. And then raising the symptomatic, it's about in the same place. Let's try it. Okay, so we're underground. Let's see if we can get a floor piece down now. Recent. It's not under recent. There we go. We've stored one. Okay. Let me see if I can turn and pop it without popping up. Look. That means it doesn't matter how you turn it because they're temporary, but look. We're underground. We're safe. We're not going to fall. Now we can build. So, this is the thing though. Once you have a floor piece and stairs attached to these floors, you can't take the stairs and the floor piece up there away because the game will not let you. These are anchored to it in the ground. So what you would have to do if you want to float a camp underground and get rid of all this that we used to set up and to kind of hide the camp, there is a way to do it, and I'll show you. Alrighty, so nope, symptomatic's in the way. Let's go this way. Okay now. Alright, so we're going to turn one this way. Come on. Okay, and the other one. The same direction. There we go. Now, in order to get rid of that, so you cannot get rid of that half wall. The only way you can get rid of it is to remove the attachment of the roof tiles. So, we're going to replace it. Go upward. See how it's not even touching it anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to do that one. See? You change the angle of them and then suddenly you can do anything with the wall below it. So now, something else you'll notice. Let me make that one flat again. We'll try to go slow so I don't confuse anyone maybe. I hope not. So this actually will pull down. So see what we did? We're starting to change the height of our floor, how high it is. But that blended in with that floor down there. Let's go down. Alright, in order to continue, I'm going to have to... Oh, kitty, sorry. Oops, sorry, baby. Oh, man. Poor kitty. She'll be back. Alright, let me go back down now. I had to jump up to get over that ridge. You don't have to wait for this automatic to finish. Let me see if I can get rid of this floor piece now underneath here. Let's change the angle of that again. See if I can grab it. I normally don't do it that way, but... And also, if you're in free cam mode, that's a whole other story. You can actually grab items from above the ground and go back below, but you have to set your settings up for this in your game settings. So, I have done that. So, I'm going to take this away right now. And I'm also going to take that away. I just want to show you, you have a floating floor. So, let's see. You can, nope, turn around. That's the wrong direction. We want it this way. It won't let me turn. Come on, turn. There. Alright, from here, however you can figure out to place these and get them started, you'll figure out your own way. Let me put some more floors down just so you can see what I'm doing again. Come on. Alright, and I'm gonna... Alright, so let's do it. So, that should drag. There. And then what are we going to do? We're going to flatten it out. And we could probably pop that one down there. You just keep going with it. That's how you decide how high up or near the ground you want your camp floor to be, or how far down you want it to be. I will warn you, you may want to stay close enough to the ground that you can build a ramp for new players or players without jetpacks, or for yourself. You might not want to be stuck once you drop underground. You also don't want people to die when they fall underground in your camp. They won't appreciate it. You know, you'll get tired of it. Just like my floating capital camp, I'll spawn up there, and the first time I spawned, if I'm across the map and I try to load in there, I fall and break my legs. I kind of get tired of it. So, yeah, something to think about. So let's just go with where we are now. So now what you could do, and I know this seems scary, but we're going to get rid of everything. Let's see, first I've got to get rid of this floor piece here. I can't go in free cam mode, it'll put me above ground because that's how I have it set. Not to do this, it wouldn't help. Watch out! Raven Kitty, you're just going to keep falling. I'm so sorry. Alright, but how are we going to get down here so that people can't easily see how to get down here? What can we do? So what we can do is, I'm going to go above ground. And I am going, don't want to make you see sick here, but I need my camp module. And I need that rug again. Where's my gray rug? I always use the gray one. I don't know why you can use any rug. It's just like the staple for me. Alright, so one thing you can do is get a musical instrument. You can get a stove, you can get other items. Items that pull you in and cause you to take some kind of action or animation. So let me get... I like to get the base, and I think that's at the bottom. Please be patient with me, I'm going to find it. There we go. Okay, we're going to get the base, and let's turn it this way a little bit. You can make it neater than I'm doing. This is kind of in a hurry, and I'm OCD about it, so I would probably do this over and over until I got it just right, the whole underground structure. You can't tell it by my raids camp because I did it quickly just because it's probably not permanent, but I know how it is to spend days on a camp, believe me. So when you put an item, let me stop that for a minute. When you set an item on top of an item and then set that on your camp module, anytime you click on the bottom one, you're going to keep floating the top item up. There you go. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to change my view, and I'm back underground. Now you can see, if I place it, I'm going to go above ground and see if I can see it. I'm sure I can't. It's dark. It's going to be hard to see. I'm going to have to raise it really high up this first time to see where I'm placing it. Let's grab it. Go back to the camp module. Put it back. I'm going to raise it really high up this time so we know it should be above ground. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to get this to stick up above ground so we can walk up to it. We could press E, or if you're on a controller, not sure, I don't use a controller, but you want to start the animation to play the instrument, and then you can just stop it and drop away from it and you'll fall down. So let's see. It's so dark under here now. I would pick a dark time to do this. Let me put some light there so we can see. Let's fix this. We have these. Okay, that generator, just plop down a generator. These are really good to work with. Not permanently. Woo! I don't know if that's gonna... Let's move them this way. Okay. So somewhere in here, we should see that pop up when we get it high enough. Sometimes you're higher than you think, too. Alright, I'm gonna float it up some more. Set it down. Just keep clicking on that bottom item. I'll do it ridiculously high now, and we'll see if the whole thing's underground. And if it is, I'll also show you how to lower it back down so you can get it right where you want it. Let's try that. Let's see. Haha! We have got the whole thing floating up. That's too high. What are we going to do? We're going to take it. For one thing, sometimes you just move it to a different location and you'll see the ground is different locations, but here it's just going to be too high. So let me show you how to adjust it to make it lower. That's what the pressure plate is for. Now, the thing that I see a lot of people do with the pressure plate, I see them set mannequins on it. I see them do all kind of tricks there. I see them hook electricity up to it. You don't have to do any of that at all. You set it down. And what you want is the pressure plate actually, see, it's a big button. That's the only way I know how to express that. The purpose of this is to activate items in your camp or wherever. So when someone steps on it, it connects the electricity and it goes through it and it activates an item. So, but we're using it for something else. We're using it to glitch build. So you just pick it up. Now notice what the button does. Up, the button fell down, and it stays down. And that's all you gotta do. You don't have to do anything special. If you get to the point where the button is stuck, like Grandma Junko walks across it and it won't go back down, if you have a visitor to your camp, a new player, or even a player that just wants to pick at you and have some fun, like, hee hee, look what I did, if they run across this pressure plate, you're going to have to store it again and then put it back down and then pick it up and put it down again, and your button will go back down. Just always remember, bring it out from storage, place it, pick it up, place it again, and you're done. So we're going to take this and set on top, so it's actually the opposite effect. So whenever you put something on the pressure plate and click on the bottom item, the top item just creeps down. It seems to be a little bit slower than the camp module. To me it is, but it works. You can look in the distance, see the coffee cup, see the base is sinking, and in a little bit it'll be below the cup if I keep going. Yep. Alright, let's place it underground and see where it's sticking up at. Woo! Flying the magic of the game. Oh, not low enough. Gonna pick it up again. Place it back on the pressure plate, and it's the button's still down. So, oh, watch. If she walks across it, this is gonna be a good example. Don't step on it, Grandma. She didn't, I don't think. Okay. And that's why you might want to store your ally while you're building. It can be so frustrating if you have an ally that likes to be social with you and they just keep coming up to you, making conversation or walking near you. I think even your pet could trigger it. Alright, let's see where that goes. Fly over. Look at there. Let's do a little bit more. I just want the tip of it sticking out of the ground. You don't have to have much. Alright, pick it up. Change your point of view in free cam. Oh, do you know what it did? It made a real world object. That is an object that we usually make to float camps. It's not something you can pick up, or that's a solid object. Well, I said that wrong. It is a solid object in the game, but it's like a ghost of the item you were working with. So you can't scrap it or move it. You can set items on it sometimes, like to float camps, but it's not the real item. So let me pick up the real rug, and we'll ignore the one that the game just kind of glitched out because we were doing this so much, and it created another one. Okay. I don't want it to get too low. Let me try that. We'll move it up this way. Okay, there we have it. Let's see which way it's turned though. I don't want to drop off the instrument and fall and die, which I might, because I don't have a lot of flooring down here. For one thing, once you get all this built, you can change this to, let's just change it to the glass. I like to use the glass because you can see the abyss beneath you, I guess. Whoa, there we go. Watch out, kitty. Haha. Okay, let's change this one. That happened because I stood on one. I changed the angle on the one I was standing on. Okay, where's the glass tile? We'll use that one for now. Let me see if it'll let me find it now. There it is. Okay. So, we've got that up there. We can see just the tip of it. I could have sunk it even more. You just need enough to engage with. So let's see what happens. I'm going to show you what happens when Raven, I'm leaving, honey. You going to spawn up here with me or fall? Okay, so I'm going to show you what happens. Okay, I didn't die. It threw me back above ground. Don't be scared if you fall. Maybe just don't carry junk around with you while you're building. So look, it says play. Now, when we get done, we could take the light away, that other work floor we were using, everything under here. We could come under here and enter our underground, and no visitor at the camp would know this is here. If you like being secretive like that. So what you do is you play and you drop down. So you put all these glass tiles under here. You can put your workbenches. I like to do that a lot of times to make my camp look less cluttered. Maybe I want to build a theme camp like my church camp. I have everything underground because I don't want it to take away from the beauty of the church. My Beatrix Potter camp, that's a house with a garden and bunnies everywhere. I don't want workbenches everywhere. And it's just cleaner to me to have all the crafting stuff underground. But you can make this as big as you want. This can be as big as your camp circle. And if you want to build a ramp to go up, just open this up. Let's get some roof tiles. Okay, so you just start. Now there's a camp circle border somewhere right there, so I might not be able to do it for the demonstration all the way up. Let's see. Okay, so this is the army base roof. If you don't have that, just pick a roof tile that you do have that you can figure out when you put it down as a flat tile which way it angles up. And that one is the best, but you might not have that. So what we're going to do is sometimes I have to work with it. Usually it'll just let me attach all the way up. Let's see what it does this time. I'm too close to it, maybe. Let's go to a flat one. Okay. I'll just keep doing this if I have to. If you have to, keep doing it and then re-angle it. Just change the roof piece and it'll be a new angle. And again, I only used that one before because I can tell which direction to turn it. Now see, all you have to do when you build your camp underground is leave space for your ramp because it's going to take up some space, and then you're done. So I could fill this whole camp underneath these floors. I could fill it in with all these roof tiles and put anything I wanted here as long as my budget will allow it. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the video or learned something from it. If you have any more ideas or any suggestions, let me know. There are a handful of other ways to get underground. If you don't have those stairs, let me show you before I leave. Right now they're for sale in the item shop. And I saw them under camp. And while I might not use them to place in my camp permanently, I do use them to build a lot. There they are. Okay. So under camp, if you don't want to buy a bundle with them in it, if you do, I'm sure they may be in a bundle already in the shop. I haven't looked. Or you can send a support ticket to Bethesda and say, hey, usually I go to Google and figure out which bundle they were in, and then I ask for the bundle because I hate buying an individual item. For the items, you get more for your money if you buy the bundle a lot of times. Not always, but a lot of times. But here's the staircase that I'm using. So you probably already have the wood flooring and the gray mat. So that should be all you need. Let me go ahead and show you this. Let's see if this method still works. Not sure. I'm going to get another rug. Let's see what we did to that. But that's symptomatic. We stored it, right? I believe. Or did I scrap it? No, I stored it. Okay. We have a symptomatic. Let's see if I already have a rug stored that we can use. Let's get a rug. Oh, I really wish we had a different system to go through all this. I like a better rug. Yeah, those will work probably, but let's see if we can get the pretty yellow rug just because I like looking at it. Let me hide items. You know you can press Q, and it's down at the bottom of the screen. Press Q, or if you have a controller, you can hide the items that you don't own because goodness knows we already have enough to sort through as we're building. Okay, so what I think we used to do, I think we can fly around. Whew. Don't want to make anybody seasick. Let's see if this will work. We'll set it on the edge of this. Will it? Let's see here. If it'll let us, we may have to use a floor piece. Oh. Okay. So when you sink a symptomatic in a rug, this ground's not flat enough. No. It used to let you place the rug on the ground and all that was sticking out the top was the symptomatic. So you could look down and enter the symptomatic and get underground. See, if I do it off of the edge of the building, that would work. Let me move the stairs. Temporarily. Temporarily, we will move them. Alright, get this. So the thought is, when that symptomatic sinks down, it needs an empty space to go into. Alright, let's get it. Let's see if it'll work. Now, it should just let us go on indefinitely, even beyond the rug. And it's so slow. I know it is. And I just heard it click like it duplicated the rug again, but it's still working. So not going to worry about it. And you can probably hear my mechanical keyboard. I'm clicking way more than it's actual syncing because I'm impatient, so I just spam the key. Anyway, you get the idea. Let's see if it'll go underground somewhere. We have created, I think, multiple ghost rugs right there. Yep. So if I had continued to go down with the symptomatic, sinking it further and further, it would be even flush with the rug. It would be really neat. Just like a white circle on the rug or on the ground with the rug, and you can enter underground that way. Alright, thanks for watching. Please follow and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Have a great day.